Thank you very much, MC. Our distinguished clergy, my sister Eileen, and your son TJ, mzee wetu, our dad, the honorable members present, starting with the deputy leader of the majority party, and Mheshimiwa Owen Baya, we truly thank you. Mheshimiwa Baya, we truly thank you for cancelling your personal commitments to be with this family. I know we had sent you somewhere out of the country, and you asked me, clerk, please cancel all those arrangements so that I can ensure that we give my colleague and your friend a distinguished send-off, and we thank you for that. Honorable Mwathethe, we thank you for the service you gave to this nation during your active tour of duty. General Mwathethe, we truly thank you. You should be conferred General. And Kanze, Shukrani, because you have given a lot of service to this nation. Professor Coletta Sudi, I see you there, I salute you. I'm sure you worked with Mheshimiwa previously, probably at the University of Nairobi Council. Thank you very much for coming, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'll speak less. The first is to give the apologies again of the Speaker of National Assembly. He had to rush to take care of matters relating to his family because he lost his brother only yesterday. He was to be with us, but he has confirmed that, God willing, he'll be with us at Mazeras. Please do accept his apologies, my sister. Secondly, is to say that Tui was a special person to us. A member of parliament who shied away from being referred to as honorable. A person who was always very still, highly confidential, very calm and non-confrontational. Like I said at home the other day, I knew Mheshimiwa Denar first sometime in 2018. He had some pending matters in Parliament. He was introduced to me. We met. I started by reading the law for him. He told me, what are technicalities? Just tell me what is doable. Do what is doable within the law. Do not extend any favors to me. And we did what we could. Later, on 30th of January 2023, after the swearing in of the current parliament, as we always do, we retreated to Mombasa for an induction retreat for all members. During induction retreats, it is always very easy for us, as staff of parliament, to notice a new member of parliament. All of you, Mheshimiwa Baya, when you come in, even if you were in parliament before, even if you are being re-elected, for those who are being elected for a second or that time, you're normally a bit calm, but still look a bit haggard because you have come from campaigns. There's normally tension between the majority and the minority. You see people sitting in groups, and our role is normally to try to bring them together because elections are over. For those who are coming to Parliament for the first time, we normally see unusual hairstyles, new suits which are shining. You can see this imenunuliwa kukuja bunge. Excitement for newly elected. Excitement. They want to ask many questions as possible. They all want to sit in front and speak a lot throughout. Those who are coming for second or third time want to sit at the back, speak less. So on the first day, I noticed this gentleman, and I remembered I had seen him somewhere. And I asked myself, I looked at the program to see the resource persons that we have, Of course, I know he's not a staff of parliament. I could see from the program, he's not any of the resource persons. And I told myself, labda ni kachero wa serikali, NIS, DCI, because he was calm, neatly dressed, unlike first-timers, seated at the back, alone. During break time on second day, I spotted him with a member from Emuhaya, Honorable Mboko Milemba from ANC, and Adagala somewhere during tea. And nikajiambia, yani huyu mtu, we sorted his issues. Last 2018. Sasa bado anafuata wabunge. Because in my mind, that was a stranger. And I approached him. Akasema, Njoro, kamuliza unafanya nini hapa ndugu yangu? Sema nimekuja tu, mimi ni nataka kukaa na hawa bwana hapa. Nimekuja tu kuangalia hii maneno. So in my mind I said, intelligence officer. So he sat at the back again. The president was supposed to come on that day. And on the day when the president is coming, it's normally commotion. Now, all the first-time members of parliament want to sit in front or at the row where the Mahali president Rapitia. And the man was still seated in his corner. So I asked one of the security people, can you ask that man now to leave? We have enough security. I sent somebody to him. Mwambie angalie kwa program niko mahali hapo asinifukuze nje. So this time I walked to where he was. He told me, my friend, I am a relative to one of the members of parliament. But I told him, no, the program for spouses, we finished last year because when MPs are new, we have a program for members where they come with their spouses immediately after elections. So I thought he's probably a spouse of a female member. Yes, program for spouses ilikuwa September when you're new. Semangalia tu utaniona hapo mahali. So I went back to the program again. I tried tracing his name amongst elected members of parliament, going through all the names, because I'm seated in front. Sione Gina. I asked the speaker, please excuse me, I need to talk to a stranger who insists on sitting here. So I went back to where he is. Kanambia, umeangalia umefika wapi? I showed him. He said, no, angalia tena. Went back to my seat, checked again, and I saw his name. Member number 340. I felt very sorry. I asked the speaker, please allow me to apologize on record to Mheshimiwa Denar. I said Denar, I'll give you the story of why Denar, not just Denar. They'd allow me to apologize on record. And before I rose, I walked to him to tell him, I'm really sorry, Mheshimiwa Denar. Ambia hapana, hata usiambie speaker wako, hata hajanitambua. Don't tell your speaker. I just want to stay here unnoticed. Unnoticed. Mheshimiwa Baya, I'm sure kama ni wewe ningepata shock was later. Immediately. And that is a person we have lost today. A person who had the opportunity to sit in front, to shout, to glorify himself, but chose not to. Instead, chose to glorify others. Because Dana was generous to a fault. In Parliament restaurant, we have a restaurant for members of Parliament only. It's a modest restaurant. And we received some concern that our staff are normally not keen to serve certain members, lakini wajumbe wengine wakienda, you see eight waiters running to serve one member of parliament. So I asked for the list. So can I see who are these who attract more waiters than the others? And Denar was top on the list. So kajiuliza, kwa nini? I asked the head of hospitality. He told me it's because Denar, you'll serve him tea worth 500 shillings, then he will give a tip of 3,000, 5,000. So all waiters will always want to serve Mheshimiwa Denar. At one point, we wanted to outlaw the tip. He was amongst those who petitioned, came to me and said, don't, we give from our heart. And your staff don't ask for it. We just find it fair to do so because of the service that they give to us. What a man. When I first met him in 2018, he asked me where I am from. I told him I'm from Kiambu. He said, well, my name is Denar, with R. And I know, because I know where you come from, Njoroge, R and L are spelled the same way, although the spelling is different. And sometimes we interchange the two. So I will not mind you interchanging R and L. But for Denar, I kept that in mind. We have lost an angel. My sister, thank you for taking care of this man. He was mindful of others more than he was mindful of his own health. Last week, Tuesday, Wednesday, he walked to my office. We're discussing a number of things. Ladies and gentlemen, members of parliament are human beings. They go through pain. They cry. Sometimes they're very weak, sometimes very strong, but they always want to put on a strong face. I say that because the Speaker and I sit in a position where we get to talk to members of parliament, especially during their lowest of moments. And then I walked to my office severally. One of them was last week. He said, Kaka, I have two options. I want these Uganda sports. Every December, for the last 14 years or so, we send all parliaments of East Africa host sports for members of parliament. Kenya hosted last year in Mombasa. This year, the sports are in Uganda. It starts from 5th or 6th. Every December, we don't break it. It's part of our tradition. So Mheshimiwa Denar came to my office and said, I have since joined the health club, gym. He was introduced by a member for Walego Usonga, Tandi. And this time, I don't want to miss sports, taka kwenda, but I will prefer to go by road. But I have also been invited for this function, UNESCO related in India, where I'm supposed to travel on 8th or 9th. How do we marry the two? Can I do sports, then come back, go to India? Or do I do India, and then I do sports later? I advised him, do India first, because India is likely to be short. Utakuja closing ceremony, some days before closing ceremony, and join your colleagues in Uganda, and will permit you to go by road the way, and facilitate you the way you have asked. Na akatoka, we arranged how we are going to process his visas for him to go to Uganda first. Kinio ni mpango ya binadamu. God had his other plans. That on Saturday morning we received the news of his demise. My sister, You have lost a gem. We have lost a perfect gentleman as a nation. I have lost member number 340, non-controversial, a person, he always sat next to the door, and whenever there's controversial debate, he would always send a note to me or to the senior officer at the table asking whether he must vote. Must I vote on this one? Because he didn't want to engage in controversy. If I don't vote, because the first time he asked me, I said, if I don't vote, what will happen to me? I said, well, maybe nothing, maybe something, depending on the position of your party. But this is a conscious vote. That time it was a conscious vote. It was not the votes that require party decisions. He said, okay, I'm not voting. Wacha nitembee nje, nikunywe chai. We have lost a conscious, gentleman, a perfect man. We pray that God will strengthen you. We will try to work with you, my sister, as required by our policies, and keep everything discreet as we knew Mheshimiwa always wanted. May the Lord, I will want to leave you with the words of Psalms 34:18, which states that the Lord is close to the broken-hearted. May the good God strengthen your hearts this season, offer you sympathy and warm wishes for peace and resilience as we mourn the passing on of our good friend, Mheshimiwa Denar. May he rest well. May God strengthen all of you. Shukrani. Thank you, MC.
Thank you very much, Clerk. We really appreciate your support. Again, I would just like to recognize the